This is biblical safety. Two leaders, same hazard, two completely different responses. One protects their team, the other drove them into danger. One earned loyalty, the other created fear. 3,000 years ago, God gave us a leadership model, not for churches, not for pastors, for anyone who leads people, and God made it clear. If you lead people in safety, or in any capacity, you are a shepherd. The question is, what kind? Because God is watching. Let's talk about the good shepherd versus the bad shepherd model for safety leadership. Ezekiel 34 is one of the most intense passages in Scripture. God is speaking to the leaders of Israel, their shepherds. Listen to the indictment. Ezekiel 34, verse 2 through 4. Woe to you, shepherds of Israel, who only take care of yourselves. The shepherds cared about themselves, not the flock. A modern bad shepherd would be a safety manager who cares more about zero incident statistics because it makes them look good than about actually protecting people. The supervisor who pushes production to hit targets and earn bonuses regardless of workers' safety. Should not shepherds take care of the flock? God asked this rhetorically because the answer is obvious. That's literally the job. You have not strengthened the weak, or healed the sick, or bound up the injured, or brought back the strays, or searched for the lost. The weak need extra support, new workers, inexperienced workers, injured workers recovering. A modern bad shepherd, new employees thrown into hazardous work without adequate training, the sink or swim mentality, blaming the victim when incidents occur. The sick need healing. Workers injured on the job need proper care and recovery and support. Modern bad shepherds, pressuring injured workers to return before they're ready, not investigating root causes of injuries, ignoring chronic health issues caused by work conditions. When someone gets hurt, they need immediate care and long-term support. A modern bad shepherd, their first question after the injury would be, how will this affect our statistics? Not, is the person okay? Strays would be workers taking shortcuts, developing bad habits, drifting towards danger. A modern bad shepherd would be seeing unsafe behavior and saying nothing, not intervening when workers cut corners. Lost are workers who are isolated, working alone, or in situations where they're vulnerable and no one's watching. Modern bad shepherds, there's no accountability for workers who are working in isolated conditions or remote situations, assuming everyone is fine without actually checking. You have ruled them harshly and brutally. But harsh rule is brutal management. That's leadership through fear and intimidation. A modern bad shepherd would be, do it or you're fired, creating the atmosphere of fear instead of trust. These are the marks of a bad shepherd. And here's God's response. Ezekiel 34:10. I am against the shepherds and will hold them accountable for my flock. God holds leaders accountable, not just for what they did, for what they failed to do, for the workers they didn't protect, for the vulnerable they ignored, for the harsh rule that created fear instead of safety. If you're a safety leader, this should make you pause. God isn't just watching your incident statistics, He's watching how you shepherd. Now the contrast. Jesus describes Himself as the Good Shepherd in John 10, and in doing so, He gives us the perfect leadership model. Listen to what a Good Shepherd does. John 10:11. The Good Shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. The Good Shepherd doesn't run when danger comes. He steps between the threat and the flock. Here's the scenario. Upper management is pushing for faster production. There's a known hazard that needs addressing, but fixing it will delay the project. The Bad Shepherd response is, "We'll deal with it later. Keep working." The Good Shepherd response, "Not until it's safe. I don't care about the deadline. I care about these people going home alive." Why? Because protecting the flock is worth more than personal gain. The Good Shepherd doesn't see the flock as statistics. He knows them. Not just, we have 50 workers on this shift, but that's Marcus. He's got a newborn at home. Hasn't slept well. I need to watch for fatigue. That's Sarah. She just completed confined space training, but it's her first time in a real entry, so I'll mentor her closely. That's Tom. He's been here 20 years, but has developed a shoulder issue, so I've adjusted his tasks. You know their names. You know their experience levels. You know their strengths and limitations. You know what motivates them. You know when something is wrong just by looking at them. The hired hand is not the shepherd and does not own the sheep. Now, the hired hand is just collecting a paycheck. When real danger comes, they run. A modern hired hand? The safety manager who shows up for the paycheck but doesn't engage, who does the minimum required by regulations, isn't present when things get difficult, and blames workers when incidents occur, views the safety as a job and not a calling. Jesus didn't just talk about sacrifice, He did it, literally. We're not called to die for our workers usually, but we are called to sacrifice for them. Sacrifice 1, time. Staying late to fix a problem so workers don't have to work in hazardous conditions. Sacrifice 2, comfort. Having hard conversations when unsafe behaviors are seen. Sacrifice 3, reputation. Being labeled as difficult or too cautious by peers. Sacrifice 4, career advancement. Refusing to compromise values for career gain. Every leader of any kind and every safety leader faces choices. The question is, which shepherd are you? Here's your challenge this week. Have a one-on-one conversation with someone in your team. Not about safety statistics, not about production targets. Just get to know them. Ask them, what's the hardest part of your job right now? Then listen. Drop a comment. Good shepherd or bad shepherd? Which have you experienced? What made the difference? Thanks for watching Biblical Safety. Lead well, protect your flock, and remember, protecting people isn't just policy, it's sacred responsibility.